What's good, fam? This wasn't a rap beef, this was a reputation execution. Drake ain't just taking ill, he took a career-defining collapse. And what's wild? It only took Kendrick 3 tracks. Not a long campaign, not an album-length war, just 3 precise, devastating songs that rewired how the whole world sees Drake. Kendrick didn't attack for hype, he attacked to bury the myth. And it worked. Drake's brand, damaged. His credibility, shaky. His cool factor, gone. He can still drop music. He can still chart. But let's keep it a stat. He'll never be the same. Let's break down how Kendrick flipped the switch, crushed a 15-year image, and left Drake in a position no hit record can save him from. Let's start with the sweep, because Kendrick ain't just dropped random disses. This was a 3-step surgical demolition. First you had Like That, short, cold, and deadly. Kendrick didn't need a full verse. One line, mother of the big 3 is just big me. And the internet exploded. That bar moved like a nuke disguised as a whisper. He said it soft, but the impact, nuclear. It wasn't just a diss, it was a position claim. Then came Euphoria, the deep dive, the body blow. Kendrick got inside Drake's image, ripped through the Playboy persona, the light-skinned heartthrob branding, the fake family man mask. This track ain't just questioned Drake's pen, it questioned his entire identity. Kendrick basically said, you a product, not a person. You built in a studio, not born in a booth. That hit way deeper than a regular diss. It made fans reevaluate everything Drake ever stood on. And then, when Drake's back was already cracked, Kendrick hit with Not Like Us. This was the cultural bomb. A beat you can dance to that doubles as a death certificate. He flipped a West Coast anthem into a victory lap, aimed right at Drake's heart. And the craziest part, the hook's catchy enough to live in clubs forever. He dissed Drake and got the world to chant it on repeat. That ain't a diss record. That's a hit song with a headshot inside it. Now here's why this hurts Drake way more than people think. Kendrick ain't just challenged his bars. He broke the character he spent his whole career selling. Drake's entire rise was based on the image. Smooth talker, lover boy, untouchable hitmaker, the guy who could diss you and still get played at your girl's birthday. But Kendrick flipped that narrative upside down. He painted him as manipulative, performative, insecure, and corny, and he did it with calm precision. No screaming, no clout chasing, just surgical bars that made people question if Drake was ever really that guy. He hit Drake on the emotional level. You need love from the world because you don't love yourself. He hit him on the parent level. You posting your son like a trophy now that you lost everything else. He hit him on the career level. You've been protected. You've never had to fight real MCs. And the scariest part, Kendrick made it sound like he was speaking truth, not opinion. Drake didn't just look beat, he looked exposed. Fans started realizing, damn, was this dude always this corny and we just didn't want to admit it? Once that seed's planted, you can't unsee it. That's image death. The second Not Like Us dropped, it was over. The memes came instantly. The TikToks were brutal. YouTube reactions turned into Kendrick appreciation videos and Drake roast compilations. And Drake, he became the punchline. This was a man who used to control the internet. He was the algorithm. You'd hear his new song on IG before you even got to Apple Music. He used to own the timeline. Now, he is the timeline, just not how he wanted. You got dancers crip walking to his downfall. You got videos of people comparing Kendrick's real rap to Drake's pop rap. You got threads breaking down how long Drake's been protected by the system. And the wild part, even Drake fans stopped defending him. They either got quiet or they started low-key agreeing with Kendrick. The way Euphoria hit, it made folks stop saying Drake the GOAT and start saying Drake might have been manufactured this whole time. That's not just a diss, that's a shift in perception. And once that changes, there's no coming back the same. Let's keep it 100. Drake fumbled the response bag hard. When Kendrick dropped Euphoria, the world held his breath like, yo, Drake better come correct or stay silent. And what do we get? Family Matters. A 7-minute waste of time that felt like a parody of a Drake diss. The beat was lifeless, the bars were scattered, the energy dry. He went personal without going clever. He name-dropped Kendrick's wife and kids, which, yeah, might shock folks on first listen, but there was no punch to it, just messiness. It gave I'm rattled, not I'm surgical. Then the follow-up, the hard part 6. Man, Kendrick ain't even drop a part 5. That was a fake out Drake invented to respond to something that ain't exist. Kendrick had him shadowboxing ghosts, and that's what made Drake look worse. He was responding to the diss that never dropped. It screamed insecurity. It looked like he was terrified of what could come next. That ain't strength, that's panic. Plus, The production on both of Drake's responses? Lazy. The structure? All over the place. Instead of ending Kendrick, he basically just confirmed everything Kendrick said about him. Too emotional, too performative, too desperate to stay on top. You don't win beef by whining on beat, you win by leaving scars. Kendrick left scars. Drake left a bunch of forgettable audio files. See, this is the part folks underestimate. Drake ain't just lose to Kendrick. He lost to people. The culture shifted. When Not Like Us dropped, the streets celebrated. DJ sets switched up. Club promoters put it on rotation. West Coast had an anthem again, not just a track, but a statement. And every time it played, Drake got clowned. You had legends from Snoop to YG reposting it. You got fans of all ages knowing that Kendrick just did what no rapper ever truly did before. Turned Drake into a villain, not just a rival, a problem. Before this, Drake was seen as untouchable. Even when folks dissed him, it was like trying to swing at a cloud. But Kendrick, he turned that cloud into a clown. The cool guy persona, gone. The mysterious, seductive vibe, cooked. The I'm above the beef energy, that's laughable now. He's deep in it and bleeding out. This wasn't just an L on wax. This was a cultural dethroning. And Drake can drop a million toozy slides or first-person shooters. None of that brings back respect. Respect is earned. Kendrick took his, Drake gave his away. Let's be real. How do you bounce back from a public strip down this brutal? Drake's next move gotta be damn near perfect. A classic album, no fluff, no trend hopping, no corny TikTok hooks. He gotta rap like his legacy depends on it, cause it does. But here's the thing, does Drake even have that in him anymore? Kendrick made folks realize Drake's been running on aesthetic and algorithm. He's built for charts and not combat. And the scary part, the more he drops now, the more folks gonna dissect every word, every feature, every decision through the lens Kendrick forced on us. The mask gone. Even if Drake drops a solid project, it won't feel the same. Because now, we see the man behind the curtain, and he ain't as godlike as we thought. Kendrick didn't come at Drake like a typical rapper. He came like a strategist. Dude ain't just dropping diss tracks, he's crafting psychological warfare. Let's look at the timing. Like that, dropped out of nowhere. But it wasn't random. It hit during a period where Drake was already looking shaky. Kendrick used momentum like a weapon. Then he waited. Silence, letting the pressure build. Fans speculated. Drake tried to control the narrative. The media jumped in. But Kendrick, he was chilling, watching Drake squirm, letting him overplay his hand. And when he did, Kendrick dropped Euphoria, a full-on character dissection. It wasn't even a diss in the traditional sense. It was a profile breakdown. Kendrick studied him like a case file and aired him out with surgical confidence. This ain't Meek versus Drake. This ain't back-to-back era. Kendrick ain't battling for clout. He battling for clarity. He made Drake look lost, shallow, and stuck in a loop. That's what made the bars cut deeper. He didn't just say Drake was fake. He proved it over verses, flows, voice changes, and references. Kendrick wasn't trying to match Drake's energy. He redefined it. And in doing that, he rewired the fans' brains to stop thinking of Drake as untouchable. That's real warfare. Not shouting, not memes, but control of perception. Now here's what folks ain't talking about enough. Kendrick didn't just kill Drake, he made a whole generation of rappers look extra soft in the process. Think about it, where was J. Cole in all this? After Kendrick called out the big three and Cole finally responded on the 7-minute drill, he instantly walked it back like, nah, I don't want smoke. Bro, what? It looked weak, embarrassing. This the same J. Cole who used to talk about rapping with no features and carrying the game? Kendrick exposed the fragile ego under all that humble talk. Then there's Future and Metro. They dropped We Don't Trust You like they were setting off World War III. All that talk about exposing people, drama, betrayal. Then what happened? They dropped We Still Don't Trust You 2 weeks later like a peace offering. No venom, no follow-up. And Kendrick, he ain't even respond to them directly. Because he knew they weren't even competition. It made the whole thing look fake, manufactured. Kendrick made it clear, if you ain't got real pens, real purpose, and real skin in the game, don't step on the court. Even Travis Scott caught a stray from the silence. The man hasn't said a word because he knows the bar just shifted. This ain't about raid shows and flamethrowers anymore. It's about rap skill. The rap game used to be full of kings. Kendrick made it look like a daycare. He put everybody on notice. You either rap like you mean it or you sit this one out. This might be the official end of the Drake era. He'll still sell. He'll still get streams. But in the hearts of the culture, that spot Kendrick just snatched, he's not giving it back. Drake been running from the real for years. Kendrick made him stop, turn around, and face it. And what we saw was a king with no kingdom, a general with no army, a legacy built on image, now crumbling under bars. So yeah, Kendrick didn't just win, he rewrote the story. And Drake, he's just another chapter in someone else's book now. Hit that like if you felt Kendrick's sweeping your soul. Subscribe if you tired of rap politics and want real storytelling, real breakdowns, and real bars. Because one thing's clear, this war's over. And Kendrick didn't just survive it, he ended it. With 3 songs, with surgical precision, with no mercy.